Jo Malone perfume.
Oh,
It's the season.
I did get a whiff of ginger and
You said it
bread,
was nice.
and my stomach reacted in a crazy way.
Yeah, because you're
I'm
hungry.
So hungry right now.
So if I had told you it was gingerbread first, you would have been like, ugh.
No, that was one of those things where I don't know what the F you're talking about. I would love that. Oh, because
it's a little early. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. I would
Yeah,
have.
not because you don't like
And
gingerbread.
I was like, what are you saying?
Nikki, I have like 100. My brain is, I've had so much coffee. I have like 100 questions for you.
Oh.
Just like off rip.
Do you interview? Are we okay? Hey.
Hi. Oh,
We're here.
good morning. Welcome back to Honey, We're Home. I'm Caroline Crawford Patterson.
I'm Nicole Pellegrino.
And we have a great episode today. First things first, though. So many things I'm thinking about on the train. Do you Uber to the bus?
No.
When you come. How do you get to the bus?
Is 3 seconds from my apartment.
can
It
walk.
always has been.
But you can't walk. I mean, I've walked yours from the path, but that's a long walk.
No, the bus comes like all over Hoboken and there's stops all over.
Oh, because I will take the bus from the path to get to your apartment. That's
Yeah.
the same bus that goes to Port Authority? I thought I just went up and
Correct.
down the street of Hoboken.
Except this morning, out of all the years I've lived here, this morning I'm getting on. It's so embarrassing when this happens too. Like I don't care what anybody says. And I usually don't care what other people think in public, and like it's public transportation, whatever. But I ordered the wrong pass on my phone. Like I just clicked the wrong button.
Oh.
I do it through the app.
Did they make you stand there and...
And yeah, the woman was like, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "New York City," like a little girl who was
Like Orphan
venturing
Annie?
into the city. And she was like, "That's not the right pass." Like very like curtly. And I was just like, "Oh, okay." And I like got off for a second. Then I was like, "Oh, let me get back on actually and order it."
Because usually they're not going to mess up their schedule for you, so they'll make you like stand next to them as they drive the bus.
That's what I did. I stood with her.
Like
I was
she
like,
won't let
I
you
was
sit
like driving
down.
with her.
Yeah.
And
And she won't let you sit down. But I'm at least like, thank you for giving me the ability to be on the bus while I figure it out.
I was standing up front.
If someone ever
but then
kicks me
everybody's
off,
just
I'm going to
staring
be
at
livid.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it happens to everyone.
This is going to sound really conceited.
Mm-hmm.
People stare at me in public.
Oh my God, I was getting stared at all day yesterday.
Like, I think when you're a pretty girl, and like, we can say that. I think when you're like a hot girl.
Yeah. I didn't have any makeup on
People
and I was
stare at
getting
you.
stared at yesterday, and that was a win. And
I don't get stared at when I
Okay,
don't
so
have
here's the
makeup
thing, my tits were out, but like not in that way. Like I was wearing a workout set, and my boobs are just really big recently, and well, always, but
Yeah.
like see, they usually flux. You know what I mean? Like throughout the month, they have had no such desire to flex recently. It's a pain in my ass. However, they were busting out of my workout top, but I had a cardigan on top. But people were like looking at me at a cute braid in with a bow, but I had no makeup on.
But you had, so I think, let me rephrase that and sound like less of an asshole.
No, I think it was
it's
fine.
not hot girl that people stare at. I think
It's
it's when
pretty.
you're wearing a really cool outfit. If
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
wearing
yeah.
like accessories and
Okay.
things, people are just looking at them. Like I'm wearing bright red pants, green shoes, a blue top, and a navy blue hat. Like nothing matches.
But you
So
look
maybe-
cool, and I think that's why people look at you. Because
Yeah,
I was
like I
wearing
have a
like
gold necklace on.
I was
like-
wearing my pink Uggs, the ones that I like showed John on when
yeah.
when we filmed the episode, like my whatever platform ones that are like that collab, and like a pink and green and blue checkered sweater with like a long braid
Yeah.
with like a
It
blue
was
bow in
loud.
it.
It was loud.
But I had like a workout set underneath.
Yeah.
So, but I will say, all the guys were like, I was sitting on my stoop because yesterday was Halloween. And I like took some wine downstairs and I was just like, oh my God, I have a story for us. Okay. I was sitting on my stoop and I'm just drinking wine, minding my own business. And all the guys that were walking by coming home from work are like smiling at me. And I'm like just giggling. And eventually John comes home from work and he sits on the stoop with me. And like people keep looking at me and like smiling. And I
The shoes.
first of all, I think I just looked pretty, but thank you so much for continuing to say it's not that.
It's just your shoes, not your face.
It's not girls. It was guys like looking at me
Oh,
smiling.
I love that.
Yeah. And John comes and sits next to me, and the guys continue to smile at me. And I dead ass said to him, I said, don't worry about it. It's been happening all day.
Yeah.
So 2 funny stories. I'm just going to get them off my chest in under 45 seconds. Okay, I'm looking at the clock. Once I saw J. Cole ride past my apartment on his bike. And
J. Cole?
And then I saw him again 2 days later. But the second day, I was wearing the same workout set as yesterday. He double, triple took me from literally like as he like biked by.
I like forgot about him. His
And I
music
sent John a
is wonderful.
selfie and I said, you better watch out.
Yeah. No, and and John should be okay with that, you know?
Yeah. And
You
he
should
should
be able-
show all of his coworkers and be like, God, isn't it great that I have like a funny, pretty wife?
Yeah.
Because to me, I'm just the most funny.
Jeremy Allen White this week, the big talk of Hoboken is that he's there all over the streets. But Christina just texted me before this and was like, he's on 10th and Willow, go. And I was like, I'm in the city, god dang it. Because her whole mom group chat, she's like,
Can't wait for that era.
They all literally found, like, we're tracking him yesterday. It's so funny. Like, we're
Someone
finding
call
him.
it creepy. We call it dedicated.
Dedication, and they were all getting photos with him, with their babies, and he was so cool. Apparently he was like smoking something, and he was just like so chill and cool. And he's filming the Bruce Springsteen biopic.
Probably.
He's filming that in Hoboken, and he's just
What a great
out
fit.
and about. Yeah. And
he's a good fit for that
I
role.
told Mike, this is why it made me think of it. I told Mike, I was like, I'm going to put on a full beat, do my hair, makeup, and go take my ring off. Hope you don't mind. And,
No, you can't.
and go flirt with
the
him.
ring.
And Mike was like, honestly, you've been going through so much. Like, yes, you can. He was like, I fully support that. Like, I'm like, go ahead. And I was like, I'm gonna, like, I just need attention from, and I, like, this is where I'm delusional and I like think I'm hotter than I am. But I do think like I can make myself look really hot. And I think if I went and flirted
so
with
we're
Jeremy Allen
chameleons,
White,
yeah.
he would flirt back.
I
Well,
mean,
does he have a girlfriend though?
I think this is great because we can circle back to this, but you've been feeling like super swollen from IVF. So
Yeah,
like
like,
it
I
is
feel
a confidence.
ugly.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
like a confidence boost.
Mike was like, go ahead, babe.
yeah, like you need
go.
it.
Yeah.
We are chameleons. I mean, I can do whatever.
Yeah.
I can shapeshift.
Yeah, I can, yes, shapeshift.
For sure. Okay, the other thing that happened to me last night, and this stays between us, you guys. So I live next to Bradley Cooper, which is why it's staying between us because it's like too. It's kind of like too
I'm
much information
surprised
to
you
have.
shared that because now people can.
I know. I mean, we're not. You guys aren't going to do anything about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, yesterday I'm walking home. I have met him before, but there's no way that he recalls this, right?
Yeah.
John sees him like take his daughter to school every morning. She's very sweet.
She's very sweet.
She is very sweet. Okay. So yesterday I'm going on my afternoon walk and I'm walking around my corner and there are all these like paparazzis hidden behind a car. And I'm like, bro, what the heck? Like that's always annoying. Also, sidebar, last time there were a ton of paparazzi on my stoop, it was when Taylor Swift was in Bradley's apartment. I got super mad. I told them all to get off my stoop. I walked away and I was like, this is just ridiculous. And 5 minutes later, my sister sent a picture of Taylor Swift leaving his building. And I was like, I am going to die knowing that I really screwed myself over.
Is Taylor Swift, like if you were to happen to be outside at that
discussed this,
moment
yeah.
and you asked her for a photo or were able to even get close enough to do that, would she have done it? Like how is
No,
she
I think
cool
she's
like
a
that
fast-
with fans?
Yeah, but I think she's a fast mover. Like she's always flanked by
Yeah.
security, like quickly gets moved
Yeah,
to the
she's
car.
rarely in the sunlight.
My invisible steering with her is literally like I'll go when I go to a restaurant, she goes like the next day, or like I'll walk by it and then she like is like there.
She
5
has
minutes
very
later.
good taste in restaurants. She's always at
Yeah,
like
she
a
does
cool,
Medusa.
good
She did
place.
Medusa with
Oh, remember I went through that
Patrick
phase.
Mahomes and whatever.
Yeah.
And I was anyway. Aside the point, I see the paparazzi. This is so effed, right? Like he's picking up his daughter from school. Sometimes they do this where they like photograph him doing this, and I'm like, this is so it's disrespectful. He's like a really like quiet guy. Anyways, fast forward to later in the evening. I'm sitting on my stoop with wine. He has this big Halloween party every year. I think it's all of all the
Dream.
kids in his daughter's class or something, and their parents like come over. It's a kid Halloween party.
Okay,
It's very
interesting.
cute. They blast Dua Lipa, Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift. It's decorated. It's like, it's just a ton of kids. It's very
Yeah.
wholesome and very sweet. And then at some point, they all go trick-or-treating together because they have the village Halloween parade, and the parents get to be together and the kids get to be together. So I'm sitting on my stoop, drinking wine, watching all the cute Halloween costumes, when I guess they decide to all go trick-or-treating. So they come out of the stoop. It's him, his ex-wife Arena, and their daughter, and which they always do this together. Like this is not, and he's always wearing some sort of costume that covers his head because he's like,
yeah, like a mask.
like I think he's a very good dad, and he's seriously like, like has a huge aversion to like attention, especially when he's with his daughter. I'm never ever gonna take a photo of him. Like
no, especially around the daughter.
It's an anti-neighborly thing to do.
What was he dressed as?
Some big animal with like the costume on.
Smart.
Not the point. They're walking by me. I'm sitting on my own stoop with my glass of wine. And one of their friends is like, stopped to take a family photo. Arena puts her big clunky heel up 2 steps on my stoop. I'm 2 steps over her.
Do we know what brand?
No, she was dressed as some Tomb Raider.
Okay.
I could have literally kicked her and like knocked her legs out from under her. They stopped to take a family photo. I had to plank backwards to get out of the photo on my own stoop.
You were in the you were part of the family.
No, I mean like I could tell I wasn't in it, but like my pink Uggs might have been.
The Uggs made it in Bradley Cooper's
I'm sitting here
photo.
scrolling on my phone, just drinking my wine. Sorry, I'm so close to the mic.
I wish you like offered to take it for them, being like, "Oh, I can get a cool view of you from here if you want."
Nobody acknowledged me. I'm like, for you to literally get on my stoop where I am actively sitting, minding my own business, to like where I could kick you, where I have to move to get out of your photo.
So
and
you have
I'm
beef
at my
with
own
Irina.
No, I just was like, it's just so bizarre to me that like you couldn't even be like, happy Halloween.
Yeah, like, hey, happy. Yeah, that's weird.
I literally had
You
to
didn't exist.
backwards crunch to get out of your family photo. And I did, because I was like, I'm not trying to photobomb their photo.
They were probably like overstimulated.
Likely. And I don't have beef with them. I just was like, I texted my sisters and I was like, I just had to lay down flat backwards to get out of
not be
their
in
family
that
photo. Like it
wow.
wasn't even in a different portion of the stoop. It was actually right where I was. And I was like, this is just too funny. Anyways, like an hour later, they came back. And again, there was like a paparazzi hiding behind the car.
That's why I love New York, because you have run-ins like this. And Hoboken's becoming truly the
Jeremy Allen White.
The actual filming mecca. Like it ends with us. We all saw that there. Like it's really becoming, and Timothée Chalamet is like always there filming something. This is why I love this area though, because you have fun.
And you heard how he showed up to the Timothée Chalamet lookalike contest?
Who?
There was a Timothée Chalamet lookalike contest in meatpacking. And he showed up to it.
Who did?
Timothy
Chalamet. To look like himself. That's amazing.
No, like he it's I guess I don't know if he like submitted himself into the competition.
Yeah.
Like it was not a thing hosted by him. It was a random New York thing. There were posters everywhere.
There are a lot of men. Like I've seen like influencers who look like him. Like he looks like a lot of people.
One of my friends threaded or tweeted was like he had the opportunity to do the funniest thing in the world, like, and he took it.
Yeah. That's funny. Wait, so on the note of Halloween, it's funny because we did a very wholesome Halloween. At one point, we were like, do we go out, like to like in the city, go out to like a bar? There were like bars with DJs. Do we dress up and go out? And then I was like, okay, I'm doing IVF. I have to literally inject myself and I'm supposed to be sleeping a full 8 hours every night. Like,
so
I need to chill. 2. Yeah. So right now, as we're recording this on round 2, as you guys might have heard last week, thank you so much for listening. And I just want to say, like, thank you to everybody out there who reached out to me. As you guys heard on last week's episode, I did not even plan on sharing. It's so funny. I was telling you this morning, IVF, this whole journey is such highs and lows. And when I shared last week, I was at a major low, and I feel like every day it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I'm like different Nicole every day. Like the one you're getting today was not the one last week. Like your emotions are all over the place, and my emotions already are all over the place. So this is just like an added layer.
And you told me it was like worse after the retrieval.
Yeah,
like
all the hormonal effects I feel like definitely got worse, and then we jumped right into another cycle. So like on top of like the after effects, but then also like starting new ones, it's just a lot right now. But yeah, so I mean, like last week when I shared, I truly had no other choice. Like I couldn't not. It was consuming me, and I have gotten first of all, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who reached out. I knew it was a very common thing, like struggling with fertility in general, but I did not realize the scale until I posted an Instagram about it and a TikTok and this episode, and everybody was coming into my DMs, into my texts, just coming at me from all angles saying thank you so much for sharing. And that just makes me so glad that I did, because everybody's like, just thank you. It's so important to talk about this, and it made me feel less alone. I was like, listen, if I can make one person feel less alone, great, but thousands. And if I haven't gotten back to you, I'm trying to really get back to everybody's DMs, because you guys are all sending the most thoughtful, nice, kind DMs about like your situation, and just like it's all, there's literally been not one that has like not helped me feel better. And so I really do want to get back to everybody, and I'm trying, so bear with me. But on that note, Halloween, it's funny because shout out to like anybody out there going through fertility struggles, because Halloween is my favorite holiday. I keep telling Mike the big joke is that we skipped it this year because like we haven't dressed up yet. We got Louis a costume, but other than that, like we haven't had time to do all the Halloween-y things that we wanted with everything going on. We're skipping Halloween this year. It's happened. It's done. We're recording this the day after Halloween. We're going to make it huge next year. I'm having a blowout party. I'm pulling an Alex Earl, mark my words.
You have the space for it. Like you can literally just
Oh,
do it
no.
at your
I'm
apartment.
renting something in the city, and I'm inviting all the Honey We're Home listeners.
Everybody come.
Truly. But
I just hate Halloween. I don't hate it.
It's triggering for the it is triggering for anybody going through fertility struggles, because we're at this point in our lives where everybody's dressing up the cute family costumes.
It did give me, I know we're like trying to talk about babies less on the show, but it gave me major baby fever. Like I was not John. It's cute to see people dress up their babies, but it's also cute to see like the parents get together and like have wine in a tumbler and go on a walk, and like their kids are so excited, and it's just like a festive, fun memory to make with your friends and family.
Well, because especially at this point at our age in our lives, where like it's not like we're 23 and we're not seeing this, and the focus of Halloween for us is getting dressed in a hot costume and going out in the city and raging. It's like we're at this point where we can still do that, and that's fine. And it's hard when you're bloated from IVF and injecting yourself, but you can still do that. But everyone around you, the focus is now it's a family thing. Like Mike and I were literally going to do a trunk or treat with our neighbors because everyone on our hall was doing it and whatnot, and it sounded fun, but we were like, we don't have kids yet. Like, why are we gonna decorate our full trunk? Like we put out fun decorations outside of our door and a candy bowl and stuff for the kids. Like, I want to make the kids in our community happy, but I was like, I'm not gonna fully like decorate my trunk and participate in this when I don't know. It's a triggering holiday. Every holiday is triggering though.
Yeah, for like different reasons.
Yeah. Like
I had a thought yesterday that I could be wrong, but I was thinking about it for myself. I think that girls that like didn't feel, me being one of them, if you like didn't feel sexy, like you never really like leaned into Halloween like crazily. Like I've noticed that like my friends that love Halloween always are like love a costume, and they're always like really hot. And I'm not saying that everybody else is not. I'm saying like if I feel like I have struggled with so much body insecurity that it made me like deterred to Halloween costumes year after year after year, unless I was feeling like crazy good about myself.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I don't know if that's, I don't know. That was just like a random thought that I had that it was.
I mean, in college, it's fun. Like in college, my one friend from college sent me the other day, like the duct tape dresses, this video of these girls wearing like the duct tape dresses. And we did that. We were the Natty Light cans freshman year. Yeah. Like we were definitely these like hot, slutty costumes. But it's funny because like my favorite type of Halloween costume, I've said before, is just like going so ugly. Like I love the fat Loraxes that girls have been posting.
That's
like
funny.
when they're like a hot girl going. So I think that's the coolest thing.
I think that's hilarious. New Yorkers are very creative and witty with their Halloween costumes because
that's why I like it. The creativity of it.
I think the creativity is cool. And John was in Charlotte this past weekend for a boys' weekend while I had a girls' weekend here. And he was like, Caroline, the costumes were, like made me want to go inside.
Really?
He was like, they were so
slutty.
Yeah, like, but they were so, he was like, they were so revealing that it was uncomfortable. Guys who are like half are married, one's engaged, they're all in long-term relationships. Nobody was out to meet anybody or flirt with people. They just were like, this is so uncomfortable. They ended up finding like a cigar lounge and like going there. But I was like, that was not the vibe in New York. The vibe in New York was like a lot of girls, like it's Billie Eilish and like whatever. Like it was cool. Like,
yeah. But also if a girl wants to dress hot, like go off, you know?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with it.
But yeah.
But no, I was like very curious to kind of hear like what kind of, I mean, we used to live in Charlotte, so I know what he means because it is like how, you know, what can you not get away with wearing usually? Whereas if in New York, you can really wear whatever you want whenever you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the only thing I guess you can't wear on any given weekend is like
a crazy Halloween costume. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I just want to say thank you all. And sorry if you're feeling like just triggered around these holidays, especially as we get into the holiday season. And is there anything else I wanted to say about that? I don't know. We talked a little bit about how you are like determined to not like have it consume. Yes. So this goes into like the conflicting feelings about IVF. And this was like why, I forget if I said on last episode or not. Last episode I blacked out. This is why I was like, do I share it yet with the world? Because I just was like, once I share it, does that mean that it will literally become my entire personality and it'll consume me and that'll be my new like thing, you know, like, and I don't know why I don't know why I had that fear because I know that that's not the case. Like I don't have to only talk about IVF. I guess I had this fear that like if I share now if I share anything, like will people just think of that in relation to my journey? I don't know. I really don't know what I'm saying. But I just was like I talked to you on the phone the other day. You were like, how are you? And I was like, good. Like today I'm feeling like I want to just like do anything but talk or focus on the fact that I'm going through IVF right now. Like I just was like, I want to focus on career. Like I was like, career time, motivation, let's manifest. Which by the way, I guess this doesn't help you guys, but today I did a tarot card reading last night with my friend's cousin. It was a whole thing. She's like a witchy girly, which I love. I love friends that are all into that stuff. I love witch friends.
Were you like on the phone with her?
Yeah, on FaceTime.
Oh my God.
I just love girls who are so witchy and like study that and are so knowledgeable. I think it's so impressive. I think it's so fun and so cool. And I want more witches in my life. If there's any witches out there listening, like, will you please reach out to us? We want to have you on. Like, I want to have just like a really witchy person on the pod. Like
my
an
mom's
astrologist.
A witch.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Like really studies all that. Like this girl that
the studying it to me is like very freaky. But I think that like a lot of women like have
I don't do
witchiness in them. But I think that there are probably other words for it too that are less like have less negative connotations. But like studying it, it's like a whole different weird thing because I associate that with like linking to like the underworld and like all that stuff, and I'm like I don't want to touch with a 10-foot pole.
No, we don't touch dark magic.
Like
no dark
like
magic on this
really
pod.
Not cool.
But no, like my friend's cousin does it for a living. I'm pretty sure. Like does readings and stuff, and she like knew what all the tarot cards mean. Like right when I would pull one, she'd be like, "Oh, so that is actually meaning." Blah, blah. And I was like, "You just have all this up here in your brain," and I just think that's so cool. And where was I going with that? We did that.
That today is a day for
manifesting. She told me today. Thank you. Wow. Good one. She told me that today, November 1st, sorry if you're listening on the following Tuesday, when this episode comes out. But I think the beginning of a month is always really manifesty. So you can still do it today. I'm declaring that now. But beginning of November is like prime time. Like the veil is thin right now. Do you know what that means? I learned it last night. Okay. The veil is thin.
It's like there's like higher accessibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can really manifest. I meant to do it this morning, but this podcast didn't give me time. So
I'm so sorry.
You're really getting in the way of my manifestation journey. And I'm going to go home and she was just like, write down everything.
Yeah.
Just write down your goals. You can do it in whatever format. You can do it as like a note from your future self. Be very specific. Be like, I'm so grateful right now for my 3 kids and my beach house here and my healthy health and everything.
This is good because John and I have a date tonight because November 1st is a good day for us.
We have a date tonight.
Because it's our 3.5-year wedding anniversary. But the only reason we celebrate the half.
Oh, the half year.
The half. But the only reason we celebrate the half is because it's also the day that we moved into our apartment.
That's sweet.
Which is like our first, whatever. We did the 6 weeks in Hell's Kitchen, which was quite a hellish journey to find our apartment. But yeah, it was like our first. We didn't live together before we got married, except for like whatever during COVID and for like a month or two, which we've discussed. But we did like when we got married, John moved into my apartment because my lease was up later. And then we lived with my parents for 2 months after we got married.
Yeah, that's wild.
Then moved to New York and we're in Hell's Kitchen for 6 weeks. So when we moved into our apartment, it was like felt like buying a home.
Yeah.
And it was that
it's a
stressful.
I love finding any moment like that to celebrate.
That's like our home anniversary. And it's like the first time we've built a home together. So I'm like,
that's really cute.
Like the day we moved in, I just was like so at peace. I was like, this is gonna be
where are you going for date night?
This restaurant called Malaparte that I really, really like.
I've heard of it.
It's in the West Village. Oh.
We're doing Mike's birthday dinner tonight. Early. His birthday is November 6th.
But he has a little
Wednesday.
surgery.
But he's Munchausen's Gypsy Rose's mom, and he's going. No, I'm kidding. Did I say that on the last episode? He's getting.
No, you just said it to me.
A nose surgery he's been wanting for a while, and it's the deviated septum of it all. And it's a long story, but basically, just trust us when I say this is like the only time that makes sense.
It's a Friday night, and it's nice outside.
Yeah, so we're doing a steakhouse because,
that's cute.
That's what he picked. We each get to pick where we want to go on our birthday dinners, and he picked a steakhouse. We're just doing Hoboken.
John got in an argument with a coworker once about a girl, like his analyst, and I love her. And he came home, and he thought I was going to settle this score and, like, side with him. And he was like, we got in this huge argument about why, like, she wouldn't want to go to a steakhouse, etc. And she, I guess, said, like, you guys always gravitate towards, like, men's activities. And, like, steakhouses are not, like, where girls go for dinner, because he suggested a steakhouse for her birthday dinner. And he came home and he thought I was going to settle this score and be like, everybody loves a steakhouse. And I'm like, John, like, that's the most boy recommendation I've ever heard. Like, I was like, I've never heard of a group of girls just being like, hey, guys, want to go to a steakhouse Friday night? Like, yes, we would love to get massive stomach aches, need to immediately go home.
Before going out, yeah.
Nobody,
I have a love-hate relationship with
in
a
a
steakhouse.
dark, smelly room.
Right. So don't get me wrong. I'm in my steak era. I've been in my red meat era for like 4 months now, and I really love a good steakhouse. Don't get me wrong.
Steak is my favorite.
Yeah.
But that doesn't equal steakhouse.
Me and my girls aren't like, hitching up and going to a steakhouse on a Friday night, like you said. And steakhouse to me does give like coworker client meeting. Like when your company's
boys night followed by a cigar bar.
Right. Or when it's on the company's dime, you all like take clients to a steakhouse because everybody likes it. But like not always birthday dinner.
I'm happy to go to a steakhouse, but don't recommend that to a girl for her birthday dinner and be offended when she's like, that's not the vibe.
This is so basic, but I love, for a girl birthday dinner, I love a good sushi place. Or like
omakase
Japanese
is really fun for birthday because everyone brings sake. You can kind of, depending on your size, like you might get the whole bar.
Or a really good high-end Mediterranean.
love Mediterranean. Girls like to share stuff. And that's also what I told John. I said, when girls go out to dinner, they love to order for the table. For example, my girls' weekend last weekend, we did a show on Friday night.
Which we need to recap.
We can go straight into that. Friday night, we did 6, the Broadway show. And I made a reservation for all of us at Grand Boucherie, which is there are a few boucheries in New York. We've been to the West Village one together. But the Grand Boucherie is great for anytime you need Broadway. And we ordered 2 big steaks to share, but it is not a steakhouse.
Yeah, I love a shared moment.
Girls love to share. So it's
a lot of places in New York City and just up here. I feel like everywhere these days, like restaurants are gravitating more towards share.
Girls also know how to like dwindle a bill down. Like,
yeah,
we're not going to go to the menu and go to the bottom and order the $70 prime rib.
No, we know how to strategically order the best bang for our bucks.
The
but
math
still really
at girl
good.
dinners.
Yeah.
When they say girl math and everyone giggles about it, have you ever been to dinner with a group of girls? Because we are spending less per head than on a date night.
Yeah. Girls also are good about getting like a balance in of all the food groups.
You do 3 sides.
You do a couple apps.
Yeah. You do like 2 apps, 2 to 3 big mains that you share, and like 3 big family style sides. You all share a bottle of wine, and maybe you each get a cocktail. And the bill comes out to cheaper than per person.
Yeah.
Than if you were on a date night. Like the girl maths in certain areas for savings so that it can flux in other areas for frivolousness.
Girl math 101.
I mean,
but wait, so okay. Yeah, quick recap of your girls' weekend, because I do want to get to our email at the end that somebody wrote in because it's very sweet and of the moment. But I do have a couple questions about the girls' weekend because I remember like you telling me before leading up, and I was going to come out with you guys because I wanted to meet all of them because they look like the most fun and great group of girls. I had good reason.
Yeah.
I was depressed. Yeah. I was depressed. No. I mean, it was right. It was that week. Yeah. It was the week that we recorded and I was crying for 3 days straight with panic attacks in the middle of the night. Yeah. Not to scare anybody, but yeah. So I was like, fuck it. Y'all don't want me out with you. But it looked so fun. You guys all slept in the living room.
2 people got the bed and 4 people were in the living room,
which looked like a fun get together. Like it looked like an adult sleepover. And I didn't realize that one of them was super pregnant.
Yeah. Libby's very pregnant.
I just love that. Not that you wouldn't do this, but I loved that like she was there. You guys were including her and whatnot. Because that is what I've heard from my mom friends, that like it sucks when people just like count you out automatically because you are pregnant, and that's like been a fear I'm sure with both of us. Like you don't want to like be the friend like not invited to things because you're pregnant one day. And so like I just love that she was like there and you guys looked like you treated her like a normal person.
I will say that's all her, not us. Libby and we have one other friend who has already had a baby. So Libby and my other friend Ellison are the only 2 moms in our group. They both are so like energetic and just they'll tell you when they're tired, but like they're always having a good time. And I feel like they make it really easy because they just kind of like participate and they want to be included in everything. And they would get mad at you like if you left them out because of that. And they would like tell us, you know, and I'm like, they've set a really good precedent like and now she's pregnant. Libby is pregnant with her second baby, but they've set a really good precedent for everybody else going into it of like how you don't need to be isolated during that time. But she's like the best friend ever. Like she's the most fun always. She always brings good energy.
I love that. And you guys went out, I'm sure but you guys had an itinerary where like you weren't clubbing. It looked just like age appropriate.
Yeah, we weren't. Our itinerary, I love an itinerary. I saw this TikTok that was like things that assault Virgos. And like one of them was when you ask me a question after I already sent you the itinerary.
Yeah.
Like, like, were you born yesterday?
Yeah, like you had this whole detailed thing.
It's on the schedule.
I think you need to post the whole thing for people to go on your Instagram. Like, I know you did a recap. You need to save that to a highlight because you were really detailed with it. But
I can also post the itinerary. I think that it's
Honey,
all
we're
about
home.
flow. Yeah, it's all about flow.
yeah. What was the top thing you guys did? And sorry, like, this conversation doesn't apply to people that don't live in this area, but I think it applies to girlies who are doing a trip.
It could apply to people because I do think it's just all about flow. It's like you want something in your neighborhood or very easy the first night. The second night, people have the most energy. So whatever is going to take like the most transportation or effort or whatever. And then you also want like a really fun day moment. And then you can fill in. Then like the last night is always like, hey, here are some ideas of what we could do. But they're all all available for game time decision.
Yeah, I like that.
Because you just never know where the energy is going to stand.
Which is hard to do with a large group of people. And also in New York, like the amount of times I've tried to be like game time decision, then it's like, oh, we want to do this, but we physically can't get
Game
in.
time decision is not necessarily, hey, I'm not going to think about it until we're in the moment. It's, I've actually spent more time thinking about the things that you don't need a reservation for or that you don't need planning for, so that when we do know where our energy is at, we're able to quickly decide which one of these things that we want to do. And then go with it, and it's not stressful for anybody. So like mine was, we either can order out, go home, watch a movie, or it was a Saturday night, so the World Series was on. I was like, or we can go to this bar in my neighborhood by a certain time when there's not going to be a line and when we can get a seat, and we can watch the World Series, and I know that we can order food there, and then people can walk the 2 blocks back to the apartment. So like, for example, Libby and Emily got tired that night, so like they were able to take a set of keys and go home earlier.
That's perfect. And I love that you guys gave them that option too, and like they weren't afraid to like do it, you know?
Yeah, I don't think that, I mean, you should all, we're really big on that. We're like, protect your peace. Like, don't.
Yeah.
I started doing that even at my own bachelorette, where I was like, I sent a text before that was just like, the only rule is like protect your peace. Like, if you start getting tired, go to your room, and if you see somebody do that, you're not allowed to make them feel bad for doing that. Like,
right, we're at a point in our lives where we're quite literally all adults, so it's like, do what you are feeling is best for you in that moment. Yes, still be a fun girls trip member. We've talked about this before.
It's not an excuse to not participate. It's you need to take responsibility for your like emotional stimulation so that you don't end up projecting it on everybody else.
Yeah. On that note, submit questions about like girls trip things, because I do think that's like, we talk about it a lot on this podcast, but I do think it's like, as we navigate different phases of life and people are becoming mothers and are getting married and are single still and all those different things, it definitely like affects the dynamics of these group trips or even couples trips.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. It's just, you want it to feel like it just flowed and that there was no planning, but in order to do that, you have to plan.
Yeah.
I will say a few of my favorite things that we did, that if you are coming to New York, like, definitely do these things. Thursday night, we picked up to go frozen espresso martinis from this place in my neighborhood, Canto. They have one on the Upper West Side now too. I don't know if they do the same thing, but you just go to the door and you'll be like, oh no, we just wanted to pick up espresso martinis to go. And they're like, oh my God, absolutely. They're $12. And then you can walk around the West Village and shop with them. And
love that.
That was super fun that we did that. Another favorite thing we did is that we went to, after the Broadway show, we came back downtown and went to Marie's Crisis Cafe.
I've never been, but everybody talks about it. All my old coworkers were like, it's the most fun bar.
It's so much fun.
The piano.
Doing it bar. Right. That is the type of going out that you want after a Broadway show.
Yes, and that is because you're already such a girls trip moment.
So for anyone that doesn't know what it is, It is a piano bar, but they exclusively play Broadway show tunes.
I'm going
There's
tonight.
no cover. The drinks are very inexpensive, but definitely come with like a good attitude. You will not be sitting down. Everyone is gathered around a piano, and the musicians, they have sets. So it's like someone will play for like an hour and a half, and that will be like their set. And then they'll do a little break and they'll switch musicians. So it's a pianist, and typically, you know, they were somebody that was on Broadway, whatever. They'll lead the song and the sing, and then everybody sings along.
I love that. This is an action item for me that just made me think of the most fun. My friend Shoshin took me one night on just like a random spur of the moment night out. It was in the West Village area, but I cannot think of the name of it right now. But it's like a very iconic, well-known, big karaoke bar where you, as the patrons, submit your own song and like go up and do a performance. And Shosh did this whole one. I forget what it was called. I didn't go up.
We've got to revisit this.
I was like, I need to prepare. Yeah, like it's like you perform. Like
that's really cool.
It's like a hardcore karaoke bar.
There are a lot of like rave places like opening in the West Village, and we passed a few, and the lines are 3-4 blocks long. And I'm like, this is why I'm like, there, especially for a girls trip, as little waiting in line as possible.
Yeah, no.
Like these types of things, you need to like average out like what you do. There are plenty of places to still go out, and we went to bed at 2 a.m. every night, but we were not at the club. Like we were watching a movie or at Marie's Crisis, or we went to Henrietta Hudson, which is an LGBTQ bar.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that because you're not getting bothered. Like
those are the best.
The music is amazing. It's perfect for a group of girls.
Yeah.
Nobody's disrespectful. Everybody is lovely. Like it's just a really fun time.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, do we go on to our email?
Absolutely.
Or is there anything else from the Girls Week that we didn't recap?
I'll share the itinerary.
Yeah, I think share it in detail.
But also, I'll just share the template because the template was cute.
Yeah, like on your Insta.
And it always like try to make like a cute backdrop screen that you can like put on your TV to like welcome everybody
for
in.
The weekend. Yeah, you need to
fun.
share a
the
visual.
Sleepover. Don't overthink it. Like I think that because we're in this weird age where we feel like some of our friends have homes, and it's like, wow, like I don't have enough space to host everybody. One day I can. Like,
no.
We're just girls. Like, I don't think that that's necessarily needed. Like, we're happy to sleep on the couch and sleep on an air mattress and have sleepover vibes and share curling irons and makeup and closets.
Well, and
like,
they
that's
know what
the
they're
energy.
getting into when they come to a New York apartment. It's not like they're expecting a mansion. So, like, good friends won't care.
One day, maybe we will have mansions and we can do that in. And I guarantee you on that day, we will miss the day when we had a 1-bedroom apartment and we were all in the living room together and there was nowhere to go. And we were forced to just cuddle and bond and giggle.
In the moment.
So just do what you can do.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
So we got this very sweet email from a listener, and I think we should just get into it, shall we?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so it had to do with our last episode. So this girl says, "Hi ladies, first of all, Nicole, so sorry you're going through so much stress starting your family. Thank you so much. I wish it was something no one had to experience. I currently have a good friend from high school and close work friend on their own IVF journeys. How in the world do I tell them I'm currently 13 weeks pregnant while being sensitive to their feelings? I feel so guilty keeping it from them when they've been so open about their struggles, but what in the world do I say and how? In person, on the phone, text, help. Nicole, how would you want to hear this news if at all? Thanks in advance, pregnant and guilty." First of all, the fact that you're writing in like stressing about this so much shows that you're a good person. So like, and you are a very empathetic person for caring about how to do this and how to tell friends. So just like, thank you for that. And it did make me feel bad for her because I was like, listen, no one out there should be feeling pregnant and guilty. Your pregnancy should be a joyous as possible time. Being pregnant can be treacherous, and so you want joy and good vibes around that. So like the fact that there are people out there feeling guilty is sad. You know, nobody wants their pregnant friend feeling guilty. I think like we got some listener suggestions around this one, but even like before we get into those, one of the big things because I've been in this situation, I've had friends left and right telling me that they're pregnant, or people in my life. I'm like so proud of my friends to say like they've all really done it in really great ways. The main key thing is just like giving the person you're telling, being first being like upfront and honest with them. Like you don't have to sugarcoat, you don't have to beat around the bush. Like tell that. Like I would almost be more mad if you weren't telling me, or like were like waited forever to tell me because you were super nervous. And again, I acknowledge everybody's position is different. Some people have been trying to conceive for 5+ years with absolutely no success at all, and that might be a different advice scenario. So everybody's different, but I think just like being upfront with them, telling them, making sure to not make it self-centered on yourself, and be sensitive in how your tone and how you're telling them, and acknowledge that you know they've been going through it. And then also like logistically, a lot of audience members were saying, tell them over a long, nice text message. It doesn't have to be long, just like a really thoughtful text message or phone call, something private. Don't bombard them in public with this news and information, where like, because that person you're telling, if they have been struggling for 5 minutes or 5 years, they need that chance to just react and process the way they want. So know your audience, know who you're telling, and then tell them appropriately and give them that time to process. They might burst out into tears. They might be super happy and not react at all, and then later burst out into tears. They might not cry at all. They might be able to like really separate it and not be jealous and not be sad. You never know. So I think like just the privacy of telling them via text or a phone call. A lot of people in the audience DMs were like, don't FaceTime them, because that could even feel. But I think know your relationship. You know, if you.
But what if you can't tell them in person? Like, what if you're just like not?
Well, I don't want to say like do not tell them in person, but like
I feel like in person helps.
Yeah, I think it depends on the relationship. I think if you are like hanging out with them all the time and whatnot, and you see them a lot, and you're with them physically in person a lot, like I would say you could do it then, because you're with them anyways. Like it would almost be weirder if you texted or called them on the side. But like if you live far away from this person,
I think the close work friend this doesn't apply to. But the one thing that, and I really don't know, but
the work friend,
one work friend, one high school friend. The one thing I would say that I would imagine is like that person should be told before you tell the group.
Yes.
So like do not lump them in the. When you announce, like honestly, like I think especially if it's like a high school friend group, you typically would like announce your friend group in like a fun, cute way. Mm-hmm. I think you could still do that, but I think the respect comes in. Did I pull them aside previously, have a separate conversation with them, tell them privately, give them a heads up before I went and kind of like insensitively told everybody this, and all this eruption of joy breaks out, and then all of a sudden you, as someone who's going through your own pregnancy journey of trying to conceive, feels like you're in a position where you either have to shut down or like join in on the excitement, but you might be feeling like a little like you need a second.
And it would suck in a group situation like that too, as the person who's been trying to conceive, because then in your head you get all psyched out. You're like, is everyone in the room looking at me? Like if they also know? Yeah. And it's like,
and then it becomes about that person. Like, are you okay? And I don't think that that person wants it to be all about them.
The person who's pregnant?
The person who's going through IVF.
Oh,
like
no.
In the moment, I think it would make them feel worse if then all of their friends turn around and were like, wait, but like, are you okay?
When my friends have told me, they've all consecutively like said around the same thing and just been like, listen, you're one of my best friends and I want to share this news with you because And I'm like, thank God you did. Because again, I'd be mad if you waited till months and months and months to tell me. Like, tell me. At this point in my life, who knows? Years down the road, that might change. But tell me now. But I'm like, the way they say it, they're like, we found out we're pregnant. We're excited. But we so acknowledge that, like, this has been tough for me to tell you because we so acknowledge what you've been going through. And I think something that you can add to that message, no matter how you communicate it, is hype them up a little bit. Be like nobody doesn't like being hyped up. Be like put it on them and be like, Sarah, I know you've been going through hell. Like, I know this has been such a journey, but I want to give you hope because I know you're going to be like the best mom and the best parents, and
that's sweet.
It's going to make me cry. You're going to be like the best aunt. You can, don't put them in an aunt box too much though, because I've gotten that, and I made a literal,
but yeah, it's like always an aunt, never a mom, versus always the bridesmaid, never a bride.
I made a literal skit of an aunt character last night for Halloween, so like give and take. But be careful not to put your friend going through IVF into the auntie box too much. That's something where like I want to be a great auntie, and they will, like, that person I know will be a great auntie to mine, but like, careful with the labels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hype them up. Just be like, you've been such a great, or hype them up on how good of a friend they are. Like, be like, it's gonna make me cry. Do you know what? Why am I emotional?
Because I think it would be nice for you to hear.
Yeah, well, I have heard it, and I'm fortunate. I love everybody in my life in my life who's pregnant right now. Like, if you're listening, good job, because you've done it so well. But yeah, I mean,
it might be helpful to tell these people in your life with your spouse and their spouse present, because that is, at the end of the day, their support partner.
Yeah. I also, though, I do love it over a text, and I'm usually a phone call, FaceTime, in-person person. Yeah. But the text thing is nice because it does give you the chance to like take a beat
privately.
And a common theme from the audience was just like, also maybe consider acknowledging that they can so set their boundaries around this, and say, like, as it gets through this, please, you let me know if you want my updates. You let me know if you want no updates. I will not come to you with any pregnancy updates. Like, you can say all that. Like, be like, as you're getting closer to the baby shower, don't say it when you're telling them about the pregnancy, but before the baby shower, like throughout your pregnancy journey, you can be like, listen, again, you're one of my best friends. I'm obviously inviting you to my shower, but like, I am so okay. Just be prepared to be okay if they want to say no. I'm still mentally at the point.
I will say, though, if your friend doesn't show up to your baby shower because they're going through IVF, I feel like, and I haven't been there, so I don't have any room to talk at all, but it might be a different conversation, because I do have a thing where I'm like, you have no idea what your friend will go through later. Even this weekend, this is super weird metaphor, but our friend that is pregnant was like, split all the bills evenly. I do not care if I'm paying for alcohol. There will be a time in the future where you guys are pregnant and I am not.
Right.
So if you're in a situation where you have an easier time conceiving, and you're in the process of being pregnant, and you have a baby shower, and you have a friend going through IVF, as a friend that doesn't show up for their pregnant friend because they're currently going through something, it's like, I would just ask yourself, what if in 10 years from now I get pregnant naturally and that friend on their last child is having to go through IVF?
Mm-hmm.
How would I feel if they didn't show up for me? For my, like, first the role, because when you finally get pregnant on IVF, which God willing everybody is able to, you're going to want that friend to show up for you, and you're going to want it to feel celebrated, and they might be going through their own battles at that time.
I hear that, and I agree to some extent. I agree with the fact that you get the energy back that you put out. You get what you receive, kind of thing, or you get what you give. And so you want to be able to give great energy to that pregnant friend, especially as leading up to the baby shower. But there are some women, I can't speak for this because I'm not mentally here yet. Like if one of my best friends invited me to their baby shower tomorrow, I am at a place where I would be able to go and be happy and fun and celebrate. There are some women who just, no matter where they are in their IVF journeys, but likely they are in it years, they've been in the trenches, they just physically like cannot go. Like they will burst out into literal tears if they go. And that, I think you just have to be okay with that. And
yeah, that's a hard one for me to accept. I don't know why. It's still a life coming into this world, and your friend could be on bed rest. They could have a high risk pregnancy. They could never be able to get pregnant again. There are a lot of unknowns to say, hey, because like I just can't support what you're going. I can't support this baby or you as a friend or show up for you. And like those things, I just feel like everybody has their own stuff. And for you to say, I can't separate this at all. I just having a little bit of I think the boundaries make sense, but
I think
that's weird. I don't know.
I think it's hard. Again, I'm not even there yet. I'm not like the IVF, but I think that there would be women listening who are like, it's hard to separate.
But are you going to regret that later? Are you going to regret?
But I think they're thinking of it though as like, I can't even think about later and what that might look like, and I can't. Some people aren't able to.
A lot of people just act in the moment. It's like, think about later. You should always ask yourself, will I regret this decision?
Totally, but it's really hard to think about later when you're literally just trying to get through the day.
It is, yeah. It's fight or flight. You're in survival mode.
But I would strongly encourage them to try to think ahead. But I don't know. This is just like a whole nother conversation that both of us can't even speak on because we're not.
I have no idea. I really don't, and I have no room to speak, and I could be so off base.
But no, I mean it's we're getting there. we can talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just a whole. Well, and then I was like, this made me think of like what else not to do when you're starting throughout. This can be a whole episode on the side. Like I don't know. But like little things I've heard of friends. This has never happened to me, but like I've heard friends of this happening to friends going through IVF. Is like there will be a woman who's just like openly complaining about her pregnancy, and it's okay to vent about, especially when you might be having like hardcore health problems in your pregnancy, but just be conscious about complaining about it and about more like the dumb shit, like being like, I just feel so fat, I feel so like be conscious about who you're doing that in front of. That's all I'm saying, because it angers me for other people when I've heard of women who have been struggling through it and they hear somebody just being like, oh my God, like it's so hard I have the weirdest cravings this fucking pregnancy. Like, not that I was talking like that.
I think what you mean is more like attention grabbing complaints.
Yeah. Like just be conscious.
Just be conscious,
know your audience.
Because everybody's experience is subjective to their own life. And so we always have to like remember that. But
Right.
Be conscious.
And this whole experience, one big thing that it's so weird to like say this because it's so not the same situation, but I have been able to draw some weird parallels in my mind, is that going through grief when I lost my mom when I was 24 to cancer, like after you lose a parent, after you lose a mom, anytime somebody says the words my mom in a story, in a whatever, it quickly gives you a glimmer of a trigger of a moment. But you at the same time, like, you can't expect people to not talk about their moms. You can't be mad at people for talking about their moms. You can't you're okay with people talking about your moms. I think it's just like, don't complain, and just don't like needlessly complain about your mom and things like that around
Like,
somebody.
Know your audience.
No, just like literally knowing your audience.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's weird. You don't want people to sugarcoat and act all weird around you and treat you differently at all when you're going through anything, when you're grieving, when you're But like,
But how, I think you're saying have social awareness.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also like the baby shower thing of it all, like literally it's almost giving like the same energy as Mother's Day when you've lost a mom. Like it's like if you're really
I don't know.
it's like if you're really, really
Would you ask
sad,
Mike not to celebrate Mother's Day?
No, I don't ask him not to celebrate Mother's Day. We still like sometimes see his mom on Mother's Day, depending on it. But I definitely, he knows to be sensitive.
For sure.
Like,
yeah.
and I mean, I get the fuck off social media. It's more
Yeah.
like that. Like, it's just like you don't want to be bombarded with
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
And that's like where anybody going through like any fertility struggles, I was going to say hardcore fertility, but you just don't want to be bombarded with baby. So, and I saw a lot of audience DM things being like, you know, be able to filter your social media, like
Yeah.
feel free to block people. Like
But you have boundaries in your own actions. Like boundaries are not, a boundary is not an expectation of somebody else. A boundary is only something that you can do. So like you can filter your social media. A boundary is not, you can't say mom, or you can't, you know, invite me to your baby shower. It's a boundary is something that you have control to manage in real time.
right.
So like on the baby shower example, our submitter who her first entire 3 months of her pregnancy, and I think this applies specifically to her and hopefully to other people because she sounds like a good friend, has been seriously plagued by telling her friends. And that probably has taken a lot of excitement away from her on her own pregnancy.
Totally.
And she will continue throughout her entire pregnancy focusing on how to be a good friend to her friends who are going through something that they never imagined that they would have to go through.
Yeah. I also, oh, sorry. Go on.
Oh, no. I just think like as a friend that might be going, if it were you in the situation and you had a friend, one of your friends is expecting and they're like conscious about putting so much energy towards you and sensitivity and support and all of these things while going through a very like exciting time themselves. It's like I think that
You don't want that. I don't want that.
You would want to consciously celebrate them back.
Yeah. Well, and like my friends, again, I'm still at the mental state where like I guess I'm early in the process of the actual IVF. We've been trying to conceive for fucking ever at this point, but the IVF I'm like frankly early-ish, second round, but so I call like my good friends that I talk to on the phone frequently. I always ask, how is the baby? It's not the first thing I'm talking about, but like, I'm like, how's the baby? How's your existing babies? Like, I just genuinely want to know how their pregnancy is going. But talk to me in a year from now, if I'm still, God forbid, like, I don't know.
It really is
it's just
it's
so
a complex situation.
It's so complex, and there is no right way,
No.
and there is no right answer, and it's just tough. But to your point, do I want those friends like stressing and worrying about my feelings this whole time? No. But I do think as
a good friend will regardless.
Yeah.
And I think that's just something to know. Like instead of saying, "Oh, I wish I could change the fact that they're doing that," or telling them not to do it, like you know that they are because they really deeply love you and care about you.
Totally.
So anytime that you're in a position of hurt or pain or struggle,
if you are pregnant and let's say you tell your friends, great, like, and let's say I just would kind of like let them come to you, you know, don't call them every day with a pregnancy update, but like if they're coming to you, great. Or just like, this is a time where like you have friends for different areas of your life and that you can go to for different things, and that those friends might change from time to time. Like later when that IVF friend is pregnant, you guys can gab and yap about pregnancy stuff all you want, but like this might be a time to tap your friends who are already moms more. And that's why I do think it's so important as women to have variety of friends in multiple stages of life and multiple friend groups, because you want your support system and you want to be able to go to friends for things, but it's going to the right ones for things.
I could not agree with that more.
You know?
I could not agree with that more. It's kind of like, you know, when anyone's wedding weekend happens, like a ton of shit goes down during the wedding weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You're not texting the bride.
Yeah, no.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like almost gonna be 9 months later. They'll be like, oh my God, all of this stuff happened at my wedding. I had no idea.
You're going to the bridesmaids, the friends.
Yeah. Like, I could not agree more with that. I think that's like a huge takeaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
Or like the single. This is why, like, honestly, throughout, like, shout out to the super single, like, not even getting near kids' friends during all this time, because they're like, they're funny too.
They're
like,
the most supportive, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes they're like, we don't want to lose you as our friend. Like, you know.
Like they make you feel bad?
Yeah, sometimes they're just like so unable to be like, to
I think
sympathize.
I'm immune to that. Like, nobody can make me feel bad. I have this mantra, I think, that keeps me from like caring about what other people view my like life decision as. And the people that make you feel the worst about doing something are the ones that as soon as it's their time, they'll do it without thinking twice.
Yeah.
Every last time when you start dating somebody in college and you're the only one of your friends dating a boy, it is the friend that is like, we never see you anymore. You're always with your boyfriend. That as soon as they get in a relationship, you won't see them for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
It's the friend that when you want to move away from the town, you used to live in DC. We lived in Charlotte. It's the friend that makes you feel like that you're abandoning them or that you did the worst thing ever. You're going to leave the friend group because you're the first one to move because it makes sense for you, your relationship, your job, your marriage, your family.
But then
it's that friend.
Yeah.
So imagine if you broke up with your boyfriend for that friend and then they dated somebody and you never saw them again. Imagine you didn't move for that friend. And then the second they got half a job opportunity, they were out the door.
Moved.
Like, imagine if you made your decisions based on those people and then they proceeded to never reciprocate the same loyalty or sacrifice.
Yeah, no.
So you just have to do, it's just uncomfortable doing it first.
I also love how I'm like, oh, the single friend, like I'm thinking here, realizing I'm like, I really don't have like a ton of like stark single friend. Maybe I should get some more just to, that's what I need right now. A bunch of single friends.
Yeah.
No, like, but I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's all just knowing your audience.
I agree.
That should kind of be the title of this episode. Know your audience.
That is extremely vague, but we can workshop it.
That's also like my life mantra, I think. My life theme throughout life is just knowing your audience.
Please like, follow, and subscribe.
Yeah,
if you've been listening, please follow. We love doing this for you guys, and hopefully we have something coming up soon. But yes, whatever platform you're listening on, please make sure you're followed or subscribed. Next week, we're going to do an entire episode on your dirtiest confessions.
Yes.
Crazy. They're crazy. And we need to keep the inboxes open to see more because at this point, I'm like a little...
No, okay,
I'm excited.
No, echoing that, please like, follow, subscribe. If you can support us in any way, like that's how we're really like trying to get those up. And then also Dirty Laundry, we're calling it the segment Dirty Laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah, submit your confessions. We'll post some question boxes, so make sure you're following us on Instagram at Honey We're Home Pod. Yeah. But just like send your anonymous confessions because we really need to do just like
they are super anonymous.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that anyone would know, but we're airing everyone's dirty laundry next week.
Yes.
And it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, we want dirty.
Yeah, so make sure you follow. Sorry to say it again for 105th time, but we love you guys. Happy beginning of Christmas season, and we'll see you next week.
Dear God. Bye.
Bye, love you.